I'm Joel, and I often trip on power cables. Maple Treeway stands out in the Mario Kart series as one of the greatest tracks the series has ever had. And for me, it holds the crown of greatest track in Mario Kart Wii, which as everyone knows, is one competitive and difficult to obtain title. So what about it is so great? The layout is spectacular. It perfectly balances complexity and fluidity, with dozens of sharp but manageable turns, and is potentially the perfect difficulty balance for a Star Cup track in the series. The initial section is a fast-paced and windy downhill dash. It sets the scene, tempo and atmosphere very well. There's also a sneaky, slightly faster alternate path if you have a mushroom, so you can get away from the pack and avoid the chaos of items on later laps. The cannon section gives a really pretty overview of the maple tree itself. One of the few moments in Wii where the graphics are really allowed to shine, and it's easily the best establishing shot in the game, even if it does look better in 8. Then the leaf piles in the following section make for an interesting mechanic where blasting through one very briefly obscures your view and launches an item onto the road. Either mushrooms or bananas/shells. So there's a risk-reward element, even if it's generally pretty easy to avoid the hazardous items. Then, the windy thin branches provide a decent challenge and can be really punishing if you take a drift at the wrong angle. I can't count the amount of times I've been launched off by a heavyweight. The top section has more leaf piles, including one that can give a star, but it's pretty out of the way. But more significantly, there are a pair of wigglers, I like to think there are a couple, that walk across the top, often forcing you to take a suboptimal line to get around them, and act as very dynamic, compelling, and devastating hazards. After we pop through the Wiggler couple's little treehouse, there's another branch with a set of dash panels that make them even more treacherous than they already were, but to make up for it, the turn is shallower, so I can't say it's quite as deadly. Immediately after comes a sharp turn, which can also be taken wide with a half pipe for an item, into more leaf piles and a short narrow rope bridge that can be absolutely devastating if there's a star or heavyweight behind you. It's potentially the most chaotic singular section in the game, as barely 2 carts can fit across, making it very risky to attempt an overtake. Then the rope bridge allows for loads of tricks, and I enjoy the serotonin boost from shaking my Wii remote really hard and tricking. Then the final stretch has 3 paths, all about the same speed. The left and right both have a ramp up to 2 more tree houses with dash panels, whereas the middle allows for a bit more mad tricking with a bunch of tree roots, before a final straight stretch to the finish line. As for the track's atmosphere, as I hinted at earlier, it is phenomenal. The falling leaves and sunset/sunrise make it really immersive and pretty, standing out in Wii as one of the game's few visual standouts. On a similar note, the music is easily one of my favourites in Wii, and further adds to the atmosphere with a calming and warm theme with perfect instrumentation. Though, I do prefer the 8 remix, if only for the little flourishes the acoustic guitar gives at the end of phrases. The 7 remake is very faithful, and as a result, still an excellent track, though the visuals don't shine quite as well as the other 2 versions, and I do somewhat miss the rope bridge, though the glider is a fine replacement. The BCP version is also similar quality, with about as many retractions, as the branches are slightly less treacherous, and the wigglers are ever so slightly less compelling, as they tend to walk towards you, which is usually easier to avoid, but the visual glow up, thanks to the HD visuals and slightly better music, almost makes up for both. After all is said and done, Maple Treeway is easily one of the most consistently phenomenal tracks in the series, with every version standing alongside each other as a high S tier track in every game it's appeared in, and my personal favourite in Wii. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and comment with your thoughts and feelings on this almost universally beloved track. I've been Joel, but you can call me the Power Tripper.